All right. We are going to get started momentarily. Hi, everyone. I hope everyone's doing okay. Hey, all right. I think we've got all our panelists on. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen with y'all and we will get this thing going. All right. There we go.
Okay.
All right. How's everybody doing? Let's see who all we have today. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Christine Edwards. I am the founder and owner of Amplify Charlotte, and we are hosting today's webinar alongside the Young Government Contractors, and you all will get a chance to meet this team from Atlanta and Florida in just a few seconds. Let me make sure I'm sharing everything okay. And I want to know who all is in here. Who do we have with us? So these are our esteemed panelists, but I want to know more about you all. In our chat, go ahead and let us know, where are you headquartered? Where's your business at? Are you here in Charlotte? Are you in Atlanta? What industry are you in? Go ahead and drop it in the chat. And see, now I don't know where are my people?
There's one person right there.
When I was joining the call, it had me waiting for a while. I had to use like a different link, so there could be a problem with the link.
Oh, I see. Okay. You said you had to use a different link?
Yeah, I had to use the link that you sent in the email like 3 times or something. So.
Oh, that's no good. Okay, I see some people in here.
Yeah.
Got a lot of folks from Charlotte. Hey, got some from Matthews. Miss Lashana, hey. Courtney. All right, yes. A lot of my LinkedIn friends. Some folks in Denver, Cornelius. Looking to relocate. Hey, Leo. All right, we're good. So let me just pause real quick. I want to make sure everybody has the correct link. Lakeisha, could you make sure that folks have the correct link and post the link to the webinar in the chat? Hold on, that's not gonna help. We can do that. All right, well, thank you for sharing. Got laundry service. All right. Got a lot of folks from Charlotte, a lot of different industries. Wonderful. So, oh, Raleigh, hey, all right, hey, Larry. Okay, so today's objectives, we are gonna be, learning, we're gonna be talking about the basis of government contracting. We're gonna be talking about growth strategies for your business, essentially positioning yourself for working in the public sector if you are not already doing so. And then we're gonna be talking about branding, marketing, and then, of course, learning the benefits of minority certifications, which is my thing. And then you get to virtually meet all of our facilitators and experts, and you'll have a chance to ask questions. I do just want to make sure that everybody is in a safe place. Everybody's at home. Everybody is okay. We've been going through a lot. I've been combating the term new normal because this is not normal, okay? This is a pivot. This is us adapting and adjusting to new things. And we want you to be able to have your business ready for new things, but this is not a new normal. And so I just want to put that out there. I just really just wish you all the best and wish you well up front. All right, so those are our objectives for today. So for the agenda, we did our roll call. I'm going to introduce you to myself and why this is really important to me. And then the young government contractors are going to take over, and then we're going to come back, talk about certifications, and then time permitting, we'll talk a little bit about preparing your business for how to operate during these weird times. So just a quick taste of why I thought this was so important today. So in the bottom left-hand corner, you see pasted, it's actually a RFQ. So a RFQ is a request for qualification. And what that is when a government client actually requests for vendors to send in their qualifications for a certain project. And this is why I really want you all to get into public sector work and government contracts. So this particular project is called the Charlotte Strategic Mobility Plan. I am not a transportation company. I don't do anything with transit. I don't do anything with transit or logistics. My company has to do with outreach and communication. And so what happened was I actually had a partner who had worked with on a previous project. They reached out and they said, hey, Christine, this is a mobility plan. It's a mobility study that we're putting together. Can we add you as a sub? And I said, sure, why not? I didn't really think much of it. I said that could potentially be an opportunity. So on Tuesday, I just found out that we won out of 4 shortlisted firms. Our proposal team won to actually complete the work on this project, and I'm really excited about it. Now, what I really want to highlight for y'all is it's Corona, it's COVID-19, everything's shutting down, but guess what's not shutting down? Government.
Yeah.
So some of this stuff is it can get a little complicated. So I just want to show you how we got here. So they put out an RFQ, you submit questions, and one of the questions you always ask is, what is the budget for this project? And I meant to do a screenshot, but I don't know if y'all can see that, but the budget for this particular project is $450,000. Okay? And for a city like Charlotte, for a city like Atlanta, that's a drop in the bucket, okay? Okay, so the budget is $450,000. Another question that you can ask, what is the MBE goal? What is the minority business goal on this project? 8%, okay? So, can somebody do the math? What is 8%? And I literally want y'all to put this in the chat. What is 8% of 450,000? And if my firm is the only minority firm listed, prior to negotiations, there you go. I see it coming in. So what I'm saying is, it's not the easiest road to travel. However, once you get there, it can be quite worth it in the end. Thank you for sharing that, Leo. Thank you for doing that math for us. All right, so we're gonna move on. That's just kind of my social proof or what have you. I'm open to answering questions about that as well. So in the interest of time, we're gonna move forward. And I'm gonna do a quick check-in. Anytime you see this pause button, that means it's a check-in. That means I wanna check in with you guys. I wanna know what questions do you have. So it looks like one of the only questions that has come in so far is, can you explain what a sub is? So just really quickly, a sub is a subcontractor or a sub-consultant. And the sub-consultant works under the prime contractor or the prime consultant. The prime works directly with the government client. And so whatever, they are the go-between, right? They work directly with them and they are responsible for getting the job done. And so you are subcontracted under them. And so then oftentimes you have to wait until they get paid in order for you to get paid. But what they are responsible for, you're also responsible for, and vice versa. All right. We are going to move right ahead. Oh, hey, LaFronda, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to hand it over to Terrence Height. He is the president of the Young Government Contractors. Terrence, if you would like to share your screen, you're more than welcome to. I also have a copy of your deck here too.
All right, can you all hear me? I'm sorry I got kicked off.
We can hear you, okay. I can.
You can't? Okay, perfect. So my phone is over here. That's why my computer camera is horrible. So I'll just start off. So and Christine, you're controlling this one, right?
I can, yeah.
Okay, great, awesome. So again, my name is Terrence Hyde, and I'll start off, then we'll pass to Shakia, and then we'll do our specific introductions as we go through. But I'm the president of the Young Government Contractors. We were started back last year out of a bigger organization, and we realized that, hey, there was a need to help millennial businesses get access to government contracting. So, I come from the operations side. I'll talk about my experience in just a little bit. My business partner, Bridget, from the marketing piece, we're like, okay, those pieces are needed. What else do we need? Now we need technology, and then they have tools. That's where Shakia comes in with her company, GovLier. And then Renzi, who's one of the other partners involved. So we're excited to be doing this. So with that, I'll pass it over to Shakia.
All right. Hi. So very excited to be here. Thank you again, Christine, for getting this together. And yeah, so I am the sponsorship coordinator with the Young Government Contractors, but I also have been in the government contracting space for quite some time now. I served active duty military where I purchased supplies on behalf of my department, managing a $400,000 operating budget. So decided to separate from the military, but continue within the contracting space. Started working for a company selling products and supplies, and then branched out to start my own company selling products and supplies. Now I am working on my new company called GovLier, and we're building a software technology to simplify the procurement process at the state and local government level. So yeah, that's pretty much how I got into this. And I wanted to just explain a little bit more about government contracting and the difference between government contracting and grants, because a lot of times most people get this confused. They think it's the same thing, but it's not, right? So a grant is when a government agency is giving you capital to fund an initiative or a research project or some program that is designed to give back to the community in some way, shape, or form. Right now, you can see a lot of grant opportunities are going to businesses within the healthcare space. Of course, everyone wants to combat COVID-19. So that's what a grant is. It's basically free money for nonprofit organizations, majority of the time, to complete some form of initiatives. But when government contracting, if you already have a business that's set up, and you're currently operating as well, now you can sell your products and services to the government. So that's when you have the opportunity to sell to multiple different government agencies at multiple different levels. So for example, the federal government spends over $500 billion, and that's with small businesses alone. So they spend $1.4 trillion last year, but 500 billion of those dollars went to small businesses. So imagine your small business getting a portion of that. That's huge. Like that's amazing.
Sorry about that.
And then also at the state and local level, which is Christine will be teaching you more about, they spend $1.7 trillion at the state and local government level. They haven't really narrowed that down to how much of that money has been spent with small businesses, but they all have goals and initiatives to work with small businesses. The next reason that we really push getting more people into this space is because the government purchases a large variety of products and services, right? So most people think it's just construction work, or it's something that is extremely open that they usually see, but it's not that. And government purchases everything from paper to different products. I see Christine is having some issues.
I'm having some issues. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. Sorry, y'all.
No, it's fine. I'll keep going. I just know you were flipping. So I'm distracted myself. So let me pause.
It wouldn't be Zoom without issues, even though Zoom has really been showing out lately.
Yeah, they have. Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. Let me get back on track.
But they purchase everything from paper, wholesale items. Right now, of course, you see a lot of cleaning products that are being requested. I've seen a lot of opportunities for janitorial services to come in, disinfect locations. So that's huge. And then of course, services as well. So if your business provides, let's see, how many people someone in Riley, so they have a project management company. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then, of course, you'll have the opportunity to work on contracts with prime contractors as well to help manage projects. Saw a visual, something about visual. So whether it's production or marketing, you'll be able to use those in that area, and those in the government space as well. So yeah, that's the bulk of it. They purchase a large variety of products and services,
Here we go.
but they also purchase these items in bulk, right? So when you're purchasing or when you're selling to a consumer, you're selling your products to me. Maybe I can only buy one or two of the products, but with the government, anytime they purchase, guess what? They're purchasing 1,000, 10,000, 5,000, 500,000, whatever the case may be. They're purchasing them in those larger quantities. So it's important to make sure that, one, you have the capital to be able to purchase these products initially, so that way you can sell them. Of course, you can mark them up a tad bit, and then gain your profit off the top, right? But then also making sure that you have the capital just in case you need to go out and bring on some more talent as well. So let's think about the service side of it. Usually when they're purchasing services, they purchase them with year contracts and options to renew, right? So if you get this job, you could possibly be doing it from anywhere from 6 months to a year. And then you'll have the option to renew. Sometimes you can get a contract for 3 years with the option to renew for 2 more years. So that's really, as long as you're doing your job, as long as you're doing a good job, that's a 5-year contract right there, right?
Mhm.
So, and that's guaranteed money. One thing about the government, they pay. They have the money and they pay. Government level. So there are multiple levels of government. I said state, federal government agencies, but in addition to those organizations, you have anchor institutions such as colleges, universities, hospital systems, and then of course you have organizations that are government operated and government ran, but they have basically independence from the actual cities or the counties or the local municipalities. So some of those could be the police departments. They can be different, organizations that are really sponsored and funded by the government. So those organizations as well, in terms of doing business with the government. So it's really good to make sure that in your particular area, let's say because I'm located in Florida, I want to do business with the federal government or the state government here. I identify who really needs my products and services. And then also, how do I reach out to these people? So majority of the time people think that you need to contact the purchasing officer, but that's not the case, right? The purchasing officer, if I have a landscaping company, me going to the purchasing officer, it doesn't make any sense. The person that I would connect with would be someone in the Parks and Recreation Department, right? Because they are the ones who will be able to say if they need your service or not. And then of course they'll be able to push it up the chain, because if you think about it, the purchasing officer is just a person who has the money, really. And of course the decisions will be made across the board. The next phase is certifications. So the another great thing about it is they have small business set aside. So Christine actually shared one earlier about her business being certified, and they had those certified goals, and they have those certified goals and those set aside dollars for these certified companies. And your business can be certified as a woman-owned company, minority-owned company, veteran-owned. It can be certified as a hub zone, which is basically based on the location where your business is. If it's underutilized business zone, they have 8A certifications. They have a number of certifications, and they have certifications at the federal, state, and local government level. So there's multiple opportunities for your business to get certified. The next one, something happened, Christine.
Did you want to touch on the NAICS codes and the codes and commodity codes and your DUNS?
Renzi will actually be doing that.
Okay. Are you able to see the slide that I'm on?
I am, which I was thinking I need to go back to the last slide.
Yeah. Lord, what is, no, not that. It's just going forward, not backward.
Probably have to exit out and go back to the last slide.
Okay.
This is a very fancy presentation.
You know?
Where'd you find this? It was giving me the same problems. Like,
It's like presenter view or something. And I'm hitting back and it keeps going forward.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is real. It was PowerPoint, so I'm not sure.
Oh, I got your PowerPoint and I uploaded it in Google Slides. That's probably what's happening.
Oh, okay. You know, they don't like each other, so I'm going to show you.
What I think where I was talking about certifications, and I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I said that it's a 100% guaranteed payment, so they are going to pay you. You don't have to worry about chasing them down to pay the invoice because they are going to pay you. Sometimes it's within 30 to 45 days, but you will get your money.
All right.
Is it best to obtain as many certifications set up? Yes. So you can get as many certifications as you can. And just make sure that, you know, you're not going crazy with the certifications, because at the end of the day, it's still just a marketing tool. It's a marketing advantage, and it doesn't guarantee that you will get the contract. It's just a way for them to say, hey, you know, here's an extra pot of money for these businesses. Oh, you are one of those businesses. Well, now, you know, we're going to make sure that we find a way to do business with you. But don't get too hung up on it, because you can still bid on contracts without having a certification. Which a lot of people kind of get stuck on that as well. You do not have to be certified in order to bid on contracts, unless that solicitation says that it's for a business that's set aside. Do we have any more questions about the certifications?
All right. So do we have Renzi Richardson on the chat?
Is there a time frame to the 8A? So your business for 8A certification, you have to be in business for 2 years. But with that certification, I always tell people, like, don't get it when you immediately or you're just getting started in business. Wait until you've had a few government contracts under your belt and you understand the process, because that certification right there, now that's one of those certifications that'll make $1 million companies, $1 billion companies, right? Because they actually, with that 8A certification, they have sole source contracts that you'll be able to go after. That means that your business will be the only one that can provide this service. They have a number of different opportunities for you to work with the prime contractors at the federal level. They really just funnel the 8A certified vendors into that program. But of course, you still have to do the work. You have to figure out which one of these companies you want to be able to work with. But yes, with that 8A certification, please get your feet wet in this space before you do that. If there a portal you can get access to.
I'm going to go over that.
Okay. Oh, you're going over certifications?
I'm going to go over the North Carolina certifications and how to access them and how to access the bids.
Got it. So, you're welcome, Kia.
All right. And okay. So once we hit another check-in point, we will respond to more questions.
Okay. I'm still waiting for the presentation. That's why I haven't started back.
Got you.
Okay.
This seems to be the next slide, the one with Ms. Renzi.
Okay, and that's why you were.
And then the Duns, this one?
Mm-hmm. Do we have Renzi on the call?
No, she's not. Shakira, can you?
Yeah, sure. Sure. I can share my screen actually. So I wanted to really show you.
Shakia, do you want to go now or you want me to?
Yeah, no, I can do it. So I'll go ahead and share my screen, but right now we're going to talk about we're going to talk about the NAICS codes and identifying NAICS codes and applying for a DUNS number. So there are a few steps when it comes down to federal contracting, a few things that you have to have in place in order for to do business with the government, right? So you have to be able to you need to be sure that your business has a DUNS number. And to apply for your DUNS number, I'll show you exactly. It's a simple process. Let me turn this on. And we have the link in here. I saw, Christine, the presentation actually went out. Can you see my screen?
I cannot see it. I stopped sharing mine so you could share yours.
Okay, so let's do this. All right, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, hold up. There we go. I knew I had it on here. So the to access it, to apply for a DUNS number. So what a DUNS is, DUNS stands for Data Universal Numbering System. And it's a 9-digit code that's assigned to your business based on the location of your business. And it's unique to your business because this is basically your business's social security number, right? Government agencies and corporate companies, they research DUNS numbers to figure out the financial capability of a business. So it shows if you had a business credit card and you didn't pay the bill. And of course, this information is huge to them because they want to know if your business is trustworthy, right? They want to ensure that, you know, you have the integrity and ensure that you can do the work that you are saying. And that you have the financial capacity to complete the work as well. So that's why you have to apply for one, because it's unique directly for your business. So the link to go and apply for a DUNS number is fedgov.dnb.webform. And I'll actually put this in the chat. But yeah, so it's fedgov.dnb. Can someone else put this in the chat?
Yes.
Okay, you got it. Perfect. Okay, so it's fedgov.dnb.com. And then once you go to the website, you'll just click here to receive your DUNS and badge street number. So it usually takes at least one business day to get this application back, right? But to get the DUNS number assigned to your business. So it's a fairly simple process. You see, I have a hell of companies that I've been doing this for, but let me just show you. Of course, they always ask you to search your business just in case you apply for one before without knowledge of doing it. Maybe if I could spell. So that, yeah, they always ask you to do it just to search for it, just in case you have one without knowledge. Because sometimes if you go to a bank, they'll ask you for your DUNS number as well. I know when I went to the bank to set up an account, they asked me for my NAICS codes, which I was taken aback by, because I was like, what do they know about NAICS codes, you know? So once you search your business, it'll come up. If it doesn't come up, that's fine. You just click on request a new DUNS number. But as you can see, our company, it already has a DUNS number. I can just request the existing DUNS number or modify the current address. So maybe my address changed and I need to change it. You can go in here and modify the current address. But when you're requesting a new DUNS number, there is some documentation that you will need to have. So over here, if you want to request a new DUNS number, you need to show one or two of these forms. So whether it's your leasing agreement, utility bill, your tax identification letter, your Secretary of State articles of incorporation, or either your DBA filing certification. Your filing certificate. So you have to be able to have two forms of proof in order for them to see the name of the business and the location to ensure that, this is where your business is located. And then once you have gathered that document, I always say you get the documentation first. So that way, once you finish with the application, it's smooth sailing. You just upload it and you submit it that way. Make sure you are using an email address that you will have access to after you've completed this certification, because they will send the DUNS number to you. So make sure you hold on to that email and store this DUNS number in a secure place, because you will need a DUNS number for every single thing you'll end up needing it for. So the next thing we're going to talk about is NAICS codes. So what NAICS codes do is they outline the industry of your business. So whatever industry your business in, and it's called the North American Industry Classification Code. So for example, a business that's in the security space will have a completely different NAICS code for a business that does construction work. So I'm going to show you how to identify the NAICS codes. And then NAICS codes also for the government agencies, it's good because it shows how much money is being spent in certain areas, which I'll also show you a little bit about that as well. So we're going to go to census.gov, not com. So census.gov. Wait a minute. Okay, yes. So www.census.gov. And once you get to the website, there's a, in the navigation bar, it says find a code. You click on next code lookup. And this is, I always go to this website because Census is the one who actually managed these NAICS codes. There are a number of different sites out there that really pull from this website, but these NAICS codes are updated every 20 years. And I want to make sure that I'm getting them from the source, because sometimes you can have a older data set from another website and now you're using the wrong NAICS codes. So make sure you are using the North American, well, the census website. So the way that you do this is you use different keywords that outline what your business does, right? So throw out some keywords. Let's see what NAICS codes we could come up with.
I think, didn't we have
Laundry?
Laundry.
laundry?
Laundry. Let's see. All right, so here we are. We have 40 different records found for laundry services. So whether it's starches, well, that's for manufacturing, laundry bags, laundry nets, detergents, soap, tubes, dry cleaning, washing machine, manufacturers, laundry soap. So as you can see, the list goes on, right? A lot of these, if you'll notice, like this one, and the ones to follow, they have the same NAICS codes. It just shows the different capabilities under that one NAICS code, right? And if you click on it, you'll be able to see more information about it. Yep, so you'll be able to see all of that information. It shows you all of the things that can be, all the tasks that can be done in or underneath this NAICS code. So this, I use this site a lot because in addition to it showing you the NAICS codes, it shows you what services that your business can provide as well. So let's say it's something that I don't have a coin operated laundromat, but I know that Bridget has access to get the coin operated machines and they want to put coin operated machines on a base, right? So now, I'm going to leverage that connection that I have with Bridget because I can put that on my NAICS code. And when I find an opportunity, hey, Bridget, can I get like 5 of those coin operated?
Yes, girl, absolutely.
So now we have the capacity to put that, to bid on that contract and be able to supply these opportunities for whatever base or wherever, whatever military installation they want to put it on, any government facilities they want to use it at as well. So that's another thing too. When you are getting NAICS codes, I do not suggest getting every single NAICS code under the sun. Make sure that these NAICS codes are aligned and that they you can cross-reference them, right? So I like, for example, this laundry company, I wouldn't say throw, technology NAICS codes on your capability statement because at that point, it doesn't show what you are specializing in. And the government loves to work with businesses that are specialized and focus in a particular industry. And it also makes it a lot easier for you because Bridget is going to speak more about this later, being able to market your business effectively. It makes it harder if you're doing everything to tell somebody what you do, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take this NAICS code and just quick to show you how to research what companies are in this space and how much money is being spent in your NAICS code. So we're going to go to usaspending.gov, right? We'll go to this website. What was that NAICS code? 81223. Gosh, I don't like this thing. 812-310.
812-310.
There we go. So once you get to usaspending.gov, you'll go to hover over award search and go to keyword search, right? Oh, there you can also see it, $4.5 trillion that was spent. So we're gonna go with 812310, right?
Mm-hmm.
Type in that next code and hit search. So immediately right here for the search summary, it'll show you, right? A total number of prime awarded contracts, $7.4 million in the laundry space. And that's a total of 567 transactions. So then you go down here and you get a chance to see, well, who is winning these contracts? Who getting them $7.4 million, right? And then you see Bay Systems, Land, and then you see how much their transaction was, but you can also see what organizations or what agencies purchase this this product or this service. So it makes it easy for three reasons. One, you get to see who your competitors are. Two, you get to see how much they're pricing it for. And three, you get to see who's purchasing. So being able to understand how much your competitors are pricing makes it easier for you to price your products and your services as well. And then knowing who's purchasing it makes it easier for you to target that agency, so that way you can know, you'll know. Let's say for this contract, right? Let's click on it. If it's done. Okay, so over here, it also shows you, let's move this over, the start date. So this contract has ended. But basically, you can also track when the contract started, when it's ending, and that way you'll know, oh man, I know this contract is coming up to end. It's coming to an end. So let me reach out to this contracting officer to talk about the services that my business can provide. Right? Because you really want to be in front of these people at the pre-acquisition phase. It makes it a lot easier for you when it's time for these proposals to come out, because they'll remember that conversation and that information that they received from you, and they may even put some of that verbiage in their bid. You never know, right? So that's that on that.
Quick, Shakia, just in the interest of time, because all of this is such good information, and we know they have like 10, 16 week long courses on this stuff, you know, we could go over this all day. But we do want to hop off the of the chat 15 after. So okay. If we can move towards the marketing and branding.
Go ahead.
So that will be Terrence and then me.
All right. So I'm going to start sharing the presentation from you all. This stuff is, like I said, we could really have a 16-week long course on this stuff. So what you're getting today for free is really, you know, we're trying to condense it as much as we can, but we've got to move on, and we'll try to get to your questions. All right. This is another good one that we really can't go over in full detail today, but I would encourage you to follow Amplify and follow YGC on social media. There are a lot of really good resources on capability statements. All right, let's get into marketing and branding.
Right, awesome. So you can go to the next slide, Christine. And you can just keep it at that one. But my area is, again, from the operations side of the government contracting space, right? Which is, how is your business set up to be able to even go and deliver on a contract? So the capability statement, which was a slide previous to my picture, that's basically your business resume, right? So that's one thing you look at is, with your business model, do you have the business resume that supports what you're saying you can do? Now, when it moves into finding your target agency, of course, you'll be doing all the things that Shakia showed you kind of simultaneously, right? So at the same time as you're getting everything set up, you'll be looking and kind of exploring what are the needs of the government and what can I provide to them. But one of the things you have to understand is whether or not you can actually supply that need from a financial perspective. There's a thing called a letter of financial capability. There's different ways you can factor. Maybe you have enough sales coming in your business to have the money, but typically what happens is, and the government's gotten better about this, but it takes time for the government to pay. You don't submit your invoice today and then pay you instantly. You're talking about weeks up to 90 days. So you have to make sure, if you go after a $1 million contract over the course of 12 months, well, do you have that $100,000 worth of capital to sustain you for at least 3 months, or however many months is needed until the government pays? And then from there, looking at, in terms of scaling and growing, if you have a multi-year contract, did you set up the finances in the initial ask or the initial proposal that you submitted, did you set that up to be able to prepare yourself to be able to scale? Because the price that you lock in, pretty much the price you locked in with the government. And then the last piece is, just finding research on the agency that you want to work with. Kind of back to Shakia's point again, is really understanding, okay, if I'm selling, a part of a rocket ship, do I need to be looking at Department of Health and Human Services? Maybe not. Maybe I need to look at NASA or something like that, Department of Defense. So that's my entire piece. So I'll go ahead and pass it over to my partner, Bridget.
Oh, wow. That was short and sweet. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Hyde. And so, yes, my name is Bridget, and I am a brand marketing manager. So that pretty much means that I connect clients' products emotionally with their target audience. So, when you make someone want your product, that's where the money really comes in at, because you're not just meeting that superficial pain point, it's that mental pain point. And so what I help clients with is really knowing the difference between serving their B2C, B2B, and B2G clients. Like, what are the differences between all of those? And as most of you probably know, because you're in commercial right now, you're working directly with the customer. And just like when you go to the grocery store, you go buy the detergent, you purchase it, and then you leave. And then the sales cycle, is immediately. How many people are involved in a purchase process? When you go to the store, unless you're with your significant other and you have to really, deliberate about it, it's pretty much just you deciding to purchase it and then you walk out the door. Also, you got to think about the company, their marketing tactics, whether they put it on sale, it's directly to the consumer, what will make them buy that product. And then also the different tactics like direct selling, discounts when you get those coupons in the mail. So that's all the B2C aspect. So when you push it to B2B and B2G, that's when things really start to mix up. And Shakia showed that awesome screen where you see what agencies buy the products. So for instance, if it's like the VA is totally different from, another government agency. So you will market your company different. I make sure that the client's company looks good. So even with your logo, when you look at Amplify Charlotte logo, before you even read the name, you can see the professionalism in it. You can kind of guess, if the name wasn't even there, what kind of company it is. So excellent, Christina. And that's exactly how you want your logo to be as well. When you're working with the government, you don't want, a skull and crossbones as your logo, because that's not really a good look. And I guarantee you, they wouldn't give you a contract. Also be very cognizant of everything that you involve your business in. So all the different networking events that you go to, where your business is, like different sites that it's on, what you post on your website, political views, especially now, all that, be very considerate with your business as you do that. So the next slide is really clarifying your brand. And like Shakia said, you can't be how do they say, what is it, jack of all trades and the master of none. Mm-hmm. And the slogan that Terrence knows that I live by is that there's riches in the niches. So really identify what your niche is. Don't try to do everything. Of course, we want all that money, but you cast the net so wide, you end up getting no money, because when you try to talk to everybody, they're like, I don't know if she's talking to me or to him. So what you really want to do is to make sure that you don't want people to buy right away. You want them to identify and relate with what you're selling, the products. All you want them to say is like, hey, that's me. After that, you just go ahead and nurture them down the funnel to you. So that's what, when I talk about the functional benefits and the emotional benefits. The functional benefits, you put yourself in the client's shoe. What does your product or service offer them? Does it help them cut down time? Like, what functional benefit does your product or service have? So really narrow that down, because all that is going to be incorporated into your capability statement. And that's like Christina said, that's a whole nother beast of its own. And then you have your emotional benefits. How is it going to make your client feel? Once the laundry company comes and takes the load away, and, how does that make that client feel? Like relieved? Know how your clients feel before. Are they stressed? So really identify the functional and emotional benefits of your business. That is where the gold is. And that is all I have.
All right. This is the information for the young government contractors and their partners. All of the entities that are involved. Can we get a copy of this presentation to share with the register? Awesome. So you all will get a copy of this presentation so you can check out what they have going on. All right. Thank y'all so much. And I hate that it's rushed. I really do, but I want to be able to get to some of these questions, and then we're going to circle back. So if you guys could hang out, hang tight, and then be available to answer the questions later on. All right, so we're going to switch gears, and we're going to go back to our check-in. So let's see if we can get the next question up. If I can pull up the chat, where is the chat? What's the next question? Where are we at? Where are we at?
Does the federal government allow for project mobilization dollars in a contract?
Project mobilization dollars.
So the answer, that would be yes. So that's basically when I was talking about like factoring or invoicing. So that's when you go to an organization, typically it's a private lender, and you go to them and say, hey, we have the invoice that the government signed off on, said, you know, they're gonna give us $1 million, you know, and then what happens, that company factors that they basically pay you up front a percentage of that invoice, and you're able to use that money as a dollar, mobilization dollars. But the thing is that it's going to depend on a few factors. One, you know, your personal credit, because you're getting a loan on behalf of your business. Now you do have a greater chance of it getting, you know, getting approved for it. But again, that is going to be based off your credit and other factors, things like the assets that you have within your business, the time of length you've been in business. It's a lot less red tape when you go with the private lenders versus the banks. But again, you have to watch out for the rates that they charge. The last part about that is that they don't pay 100% typically of the actual amount that you need. So for that invoice, they're only going to give you, you know, maybe 40, 60, 70%, maybe up to, I think 90% is the highest I've seen with some organizations.
Awesome. Thank you. I see there's a question in there about the DUNS number. I heard that the federal government was going away from DNB and using another system. Have you heard of this change? Does it matter if your business recently applied for one? Does the government procurement officers look for more established businesses? I actually heard about that too. I read that DUNS was, it's a unique identity ID, and they are set to make a transition before the end of 2020. My thing is, you just kind of never know, so I would monitor that. I think that if you want to go ahead and get established with the DUNS number, I think that it's smart to still go ahead and do that, because I think that this new unique ID will be a little bit different, but being registered already will probably make that transition a little bit smoother. I did just look this up when I saw the question, and I found a response on nextgov.com, and it says that the GSA, the General Services Administration, is looking into making that transition. I don't know exactly why or what caused that transition, but here's the thing about the federal government. Again, you just sort of never know. It might not be by the end of 2020, so just monitor that. But DUNS numbers are still the way to go. I know I'm reading some of these questions out of order, but how do you get their contact information, the general or primary contractor? Okay, so I'm going to respond to that one. I don't know who asked that one, but so how do you get the contact information for a prime contractor? So that is through networking. And so it's either through what they call a pre-bid meeting. So if you find a bid opportunity or RFQ or RFP, you will look at it, and they have a schedule for, sometimes they have non-mandatory pre-bid meetings where you can go in person and sort of get to know who the people are who are placing bids on this. It's really good to just kind of get out there and network and get to know some people who might have a little bit more experience in the field of government work, and that's how you find out who the primes are. Another good way to do it is to look for closed contracts that have closed already. So when you reach out to contract compliance officers, you can ask them questions. You can say, hey, I saw this RFP. Can you please, you know, send me the contract that you used last year for this project or for this service? And then you can reach out to people who might have been on the contract in the past, right? And then you can go on LinkedIn and look for similar businesses in similar industries. So that's my advice there. Let's see, another one. I tried to register with SAM.gov over 3 times. I called the IRS to send me a verification letter of my business. It was registered. Any suggestions on how I can fix this, or should I call the number on SAM? I have no idea what the issue is. I'm going to be honest with y'all. My expertise is more so on the local and state level side. I haven't had a lot of luck on the federal side. Is there anybody on our call that can offer advice for federal certifications in terms of SAM.gov? Because I also haven't had a lot of luck with it. I was able to register, but after that, I wasn't able to get anything done.
So how do you know it's not going through? Like, if you did it over 3 times, like, what is the problem? Like that, I think that'll have to take like a little bit more going into. So, I mean, shoot us an email to really just try to figure it out, because that's a case by case thing. It emails me saying the information does not match. If it does not match with your DUNS number, yeah, just shoot me an email.
The next question, hi Ian, is there a lot of opportunities around education for youth? Now that's a really good question. It just depends on the agency, because again, you could have the school systems. School systems are government agencies. Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools, Wake County school systems, the county school system is a government agency. And so what you're going to want to do is, and I'm getting ready to get into how you can find these opportunities, but you're going to use your NAICS code, right? And you can actually search by code to find these bid opportunities within the state of North Carolina through the interactive purchasing system. And you can also search by keyword. So when you say, are there a lot of opportunities? It really just depends on what you're looking for. I did see something come across like for testing. Sometimes they need SAT proctors. Sometimes they need people to come in and monitor for testing. Sometimes they need people to come in and do a keynote speech, you know, an after school program. It might take a little bit of research, but yes, that is available. Is there a portal you can get access to once you're certified to view RFPs and RFQs? Yes, there is. And it is called the Interactive Purchasing System. And I'm getting ready to go over that. All right. All right, good check-in. Let's do another roll call. All right, before we get into our next portion, let me know, how long have y'all been in business? Just put it right in the chat. How many years or months have you all been in business? 4 years, awesome. I've been in business for about 2 years myself. 1 year, great. Let me get one more response. 5 years, awesome, okay. So yeah, and honestly, that's a question that I ask of people that I talk to and of potential clients, because what I find is that you operate in your business for a number of years before you even realize, you know, this is an opportunity. Government contracting could totally be an opportunity for your business. All right. All right, so I am a communication strategist. My career has been always in local government. I've worked with the city of Charlotte, Mecklenburg County. I specifically focus on community engagement. I think, you know, niching down and making, what did you say? The riches are in the niches. Really just identifying what you do is really important. So I call myself a community engagement expert. I've landed 2 5-figure subcontracts within 6 months of becoming certified. And that's why I want to, you know, just spread the word on how to get certified here in North Carolina. All right, so the certification programs that I'm going to be talking about has a certain level of eligibility, which pretty much covers North Carolina and most of the country. And that means that you as an individual must be, you the owner, must be at least 25% Asian American, Asian Pacific, Black, Hispanic, or Native American. Minorities must own and control at least 51% of their business. And then it has to be a for-profit located here in the US, and you have to be active in the management of your business. And one of the main reasons that they started doing, and I say they, the government started to identify minorities for certifications and for those needs is because what they found was that it's disproportionate, just like everything else is in this country for a lot of minorities, just speaking plain. The contracting space was also very disproportionate. And even though they also have allowances for small businesses that make under 750K annually by SBA guidelines, what they found was that a lot of times in order to get these women-owned business designations, they found that sometimes white-owned businesses where the man is the owner, he would put the business in the wife's name in order to get the minority and the disadvantaged businesses dollars. And so that's why they really just went through and made these specific designations about minorities. All right. So the logos you see down at the bottom, those are the certifying agencies that I'm familiar with here in North Carolina. You have the North Carolina Hub, which is in the bottom left. Hub stands for Historically Underutilized Business. The one in the middle, it's just the logo for their application. They use a statewide unified application and a unified or uniform certification, which means that every county and every municipality in the state, once you get certified under Hub, you're good to go with any government agency here in the state of North Carolina. And then if you live here in Charlotte and if you operate here in Charlotte, you're going to get your SBE, which is your small business enterprise, from the Charlotte Business Inclusion Office. And that not only includes Charlotte, it includes Charlotte and Mecklenburg County and the 9 surrounding counties. All right. The benefits of certification. You all can see that there. Networking, opportunities, training, education. There are a lot of organizations that offer free training and advice. When you get certified, you get added to these lists. You get first access to bid opportunities. You get added to these databases. And you can pretty much get your experience early on as a subcontractor. So again, those are the agencies that I just went over. All right. The third one right here is the Department of Transportation, DBE. That is a federal certification, but it's good to get that one because of transportation, public transportation like CATS, the light rail, any kind of transportation dollars, construction dollars, marketing dollars, it's good to have that certification. And then of course you have NCDOT, which is the North Carolina Department of Transportation. You can get certified as a small professional services firm and you can get access to those transportation dollars. Oh, and the airport. We don't want to forget about the airport. There's a lot of money. There's a huge economic engine within our Charlotte airport. So it's good to just look at that certification as well. All right, so what kind of vendors are governments looking for? Literally all kinds of vendors. Shakia went over this a little bit, but I will just kind of, I'll reiterate, I'll say it again. The government is looking for all kinds of vendors all throughout the year, even in times of recession or times of economic downturns, they are always looking for vendors. All right, and if you see, if your company or your industry is not listed on here, let me know so I can add it to the list. All right, and then these here are the links in order to get access to those certifying agencies so that you can do some research on your own. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to show you all sort of how I research bid opportunities. So the website I like the most and I think has the most information, it's easy to follow, is called the Interactive Purchasing System. Yes. So if you go ips.state.nc.us, no, don't do that. Okay, you can actually search for open bids. You can search by the bid number, by the department, or the category. So let's do this again by category. And let's say that we do Janitorial. I was trying to go with the laundry. Let's see. If we just do search for open bids and we can search by keyword. And again, this is the North Carolina purchasing system. Oh, no bids found. Let's try. Let's try the city of Charlotte and see what they have available. All right, so you can search by agency. I just put in city of Charlotte. Gotta take out that keyword. And then these are all the different bids that are available. Again, you don't have to be certified. This is a public database. So you can go in and you can start to do your research, right? And you can start to see which of these bid opportunities require certifications, which one of these opportunities, what do they all require? All right, and here's a great one right here. I mean, this is right up my alley, you know, transit marketing and communication. So you can go through, and again, this is a whole nother class. They teach classes on this, how to read your RFPs, how to go through the whole thing, and what to really, really look at when you're going through these. One thing I think is going to be important to look at is the timeline, and it shouldn't be that far down. Here's the timeline. So the procurement process timeline, they issued the RFP on March 12th, and there is actually a question period where you can submit questions. It just passed yesterday. And then there's a pre-proposal conference tomorrow where they answer people's questions. And of course, because it is the, you know, we're living in the time of, you know, coronavirus right now, all of these pre-proposal meetings are going to be online, but the work is still moving forward. All right, and again, if you do have questions, please do continue to type them in the chat. I have a blog post on how to read RFPs, so I can send you all that information after our webinar. All right, so that's what an RFP looks like. That's what the IPS, the Interactive Purchasing System, looks like. And when you're actually getting certified, with your state level and your city level, there are a number of supporting documents that you're going to need, right? You're going to need your articles of organization. Do you have your LLC? Do you have your sole proprietor information? Did you already register your business entity? Talking to most of y'all, yes, you already have done that. It looks like there's a lot more sort of basic business elements that you have to have in place in order to get certified. One of the things that trips up my clients most is prior year taxes. So they want your prior year tax returns in order to just make sure that you fit under the SBA guidelines. And if you don't have that, you can actually just submit a balance sheet. So if you don't have 3 years of tax returns in your business, because your business is only 1 year old, you can submit either your personal taxes or you can just submit a balance sheet in place. So yeah, so these are all of the supporting documents in addition to the applications. Applications are free. It's just, it can be rather time consuming. All right, business letterheads, emails. You want to make sure your branding is on point. You want to make sure you have, you know, social proof of you doing business, recommendation letterheads, recommendation letters, all of that jazz too. All right, we'll pause for a quick check-in. Did I have any more questions come through? I am a federal employee now transitioning. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. All right. Well, really, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I know that's a lot of information in a short period of time, but I want to just quickly recap. Basically, you need to get ready, position your business for success, get set, get certified, and then go. Just go after these government contracts. You don't ask for permission. You got this. And now is a time for your questions. Before we head over to our last little parting words.
Well, I'm going to throw a question out there since there's so many coming through. So you say, even in a economic downturn, there are still contracts, right? And so that's just where we are today. So at the state level, what are some examples of some contracts that we out there like right now in the situation that we're in?
Absolutely, great question. So I think I saw on, I think I might have saw on the IPS system, there was something listed for coronavirus. But when you think about the healthcare response that's needed right now, governments are in need. They are in need of medical equipment, medical devices. Let me go back and see what that RFP was actually asking for.
So are you saying even someone like our laundry attendant here will be able to help out health medical wise?
I mean, I could imagine. I don't, I don't know. I don't know exactly, what they're going to be asking for. It's really hard to know, but I mean, I'll give you an example. So my day job is with the county government actually, and we actually had to sit for 8 hours straight answering calls from the media, answering calls from the public because they're really confused about this stay-at-home order. What does stay-at-home mean? What does essential mean? We had caterers coming in and out all day dropping off food. Okay. We had people coming in, cleaning, rinsing, washing all of the surfaces. Everybody that came in, they had healthcare workers taking people's temperature at the door, okay? And so these are all people that were not government employees, but they were contracted to be in place as a part of our emergency operations center. So yes, that's a huge need right now. That's a really good point. I was trying to look and see what that coronavirus RFP was. Yeah, it says, yeah. Oh, for this particular RFP, it looks like they're creating a WebEx meeting. So they're conducting a lot of their business online now, it looks like. But yeah, during times of need, especially if Charlotte is really hosting this, RNC event in August, then there's going to be a huge need for vendors, a huge need for electrical, broadcast equipment, safety equipment, cones, caterers. Going to need, nonstop food sustenance coming in. So there's always going to be a need. Even like creative individuals. Sometimes I get, my friends that I talk to, they're like, well, I'm a photographer, I'm a creative, I'm a speaker. Governments don't need my services. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. And see, what happens is you get a lot of the people that get in and they make their relationships, they get hired over and over. And that's why it's really important for you to come in and sort of make a name for yourself in the government space, sort of to share it. And so that's for the photographer. I know there's one photographer here in Charlotte that you see at every event, pretty much, well, in my government space anyway. And so it's open. There are definitely opportunities out there. The other one is speakers, right? So when you're talking about positioning yourself and positioning your business, yes, you are a great dynamic speaker, but can you speak on the topic of diversity? Can you speak on the topic of leadership, executive coaching? So think about how you can position yourself to speak in front of government employees or community members. One great example is the city hosted a neighborhood board retreat recently, and they actually contracted out facilitators to come and facilitate the neighborhood visioning sessions, right? And that's a great way to add to your portfolio, and it was definitely a paid opportunity. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing that. All right, it is 8:13. We are going to wrap up. What's next? So sadly, our live event has been postponed, and we are working to determine another date. So that is to be determined. I think I had a question pop up. No? Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. I see there's a couple of questions that popped up. Sorry about that. How long does it take to get certified? It can take anywhere between 30 days to 90 days. Honestly, it depends on how long it takes for you to get your paperwork done. It's a matter of getting your paperwork together. If you have, you know, your tax ID, your business bank account set up, you already have a mailing address set up, it really shouldn't take that long to get certified. If you submit your information and you dot all your I's and cross all your T's, you could get certified in 30 days, especially with everyone working from home right now. Contract compliance officers are working from home more than likely. So they're going to be responsible and they're going to be more responsive to you because there's going to be less distractions for the workplace. So if you send in your application,
Exactly.
there you go. That's what it is. It's a matter of getting your paperwork together and sending in your application. I will tell you, the city has shifted to an online certification, but I know that the state still does paper applications, and I can help you with all of that. So it can take as little as 30 days, or it can take as long as 90 days, depending on whether there's a backlog. Are you guys offering more in-depth course on all of this information? I would love to do that. I would love to be able to do that. I have some information here at the end of the presentation where you can sign up. I will tell you, I'm happy to share the wealth of information with y'all. Women's Business Center. The Women's Business Center does courses on this. Let's see, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to put this in the chat for you all. The Women's Business Center of Charlotte, SCORE of Charlotte, CBI, Charlotte Business Inclusion. They all have resources on this, and CPCC. I did see my friend LaPronda was in here. I think she's still in here. And so she actually teaches a course at CPCC, Central Piedmont Community College. All of these places offer this information at different levels. What percentage of your business is government contracts? I'll take this question first. So for me, I would say about 80%, because I'm a B2B consultant and I just focus on community engagement consulting. I do this as well. I help other businesses get certified as well, but the core of my business is that consulting. And because I'm so new, because I'm just starting out, 80% of my business is through contract work. Yeah. What about you guys? What about Shakia, Bridget?
Yep.
What would you say?
What percentage of your business is contract work, government contract work?
So all the work that I do is with majority of the work that I do. So like I was saying, we're building the software. So our software is for government agencies and small businesses, prime contractors as well. So they are one of my target or my primary, right? So in addition to the software, what we do is we get contracts with agencies to teach courses and do trainings as well. So I would say it's probably a 50-50 split for me, because when it comes down to charging the businesses and charging government agencies, they have more, capital. So of course I charge them more money. And of course they're an organization. And it's a majority of the businesses that I've been working with have been small businesses. I am in a transition phase to where I'm focused on working with more medium businesses. So because I want to actually add in some more services as well. So yeah, that's pretty much like a 50-50 split for me.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Is the Women's Business Center open to males? Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. And also, somebody shared the Charmeck Office of Economic Development offers free courses. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. All right, last but not least, I'm gonna put my little plug in really quick. So we have a downloadable resource, all of the different applications that I just named, your hub, your SBE, the DBE, and the North Carolina DOT application, and all of the checklists that you need, all your, supporting documents, I put them all in a nice little folder that you can download, and you can basically DIY. You can do it yourself certification. Go over to amplifycharlotte.com and find this product on the page. And then the next product or service that we offer is actually the done for you. So you have the DIY and then you have the done for you. Done for you is when you work with me one-on-one and we help get all of your paperwork together. And the goal is to get you certified in 30 days. And so I encourage you all to go on the website and look for that information there. And then last but not least, again, I'm also going to be launching another website actually called getlocalgovernmentcontracts.com. Free tools and tips launching soon. Right now, it's just a cover page where you can sign up with your email to get notified first of the launch. All right, thank you all so much. I'm actually going to put up their screen one more time so that you guys can see. All right, and I'm going to check.
A branding tip. I'm sorry, I can say just a little tidbit tip that I wanted to give. Another good thing you could do is also put your certifications on your business card. A lot of people forget to do that, and so as you're handing out, you just never know. So put those on there as well. Some people even put their NAICS codes on there, but yeah, definitely incorporate that. Just a little tidbit.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, what do y'all have any more parting words? I don't see any more questions popping up. But I really appreciate all of my panelists. I appreciate all 23 participants. I am so excited. Thank y'all so much. And you will get a copy of this webinar and you'll get a copy of our presentations after we end. Thank you all so much and y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. Y'all still there?
Still here. Did everybody jump off?
Yeah. You want to end the recording?
Yes, please end the recording. We still got folks in here. Hey.
Hey. I'm so tired. I was just moving up to the X slowly. I'm exhausted.
All right. Okay, I'll chat with y'all later. Bye, y'all.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.